Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Tech Advice from India. So today I am coming back with the next series of Python topic, the fourth series, and which is going to be on the if else and the loop statement. Right? So let us begin. So first of all, let's me share my screen. Yeah. So let us start. Fine. Yeah. So this is what my today's topic is: decision making and loops. So hope everyone has the idea about decision making and the loop statement. Decision making, from the name itself, you can understand to make some decision. Right. Till now we are talking about a very simple concept like take some number, add those numbers or something like that. But what will happen if there is coming some decision like add two numbers, but those two numbers should be even numbers only. That means there is a conditions I'm putting. So we have to take some decisions based on this condition. That's why this concept is called decision making, right? And in decision making, three basic statement which are there in each and every programming languages. Those are these three, right? So those are if statement, first one, then if else, and the nested if. Right? Now, what is if statement? If statement consists of a Boolean expression followed by one or more statement. Consists of a Boolean expression. That means, so first one, if statement. So consists of Boolean expression followed by one or more statement. Boolean statement in the sense, under the if we are writing some true or false type of statement. Means if this is true, then something will happen. This is the concept of Boolean expression. So normally inside the if we are writing some Boolean expression and followed by one or more statement means after if that statement is true we can do something else, means something we can do. Those are called the followed by one or more statement. But this is only if we are talking about. Now, if that statement is not true, then definitely the statement is false. If suppose I am saying that today is going to rain, so the thing is that either it will rain or it will not rain. Any one of this will happen. So if will always execute the true statement. And if that is not true, then the statement is always going to the next, which is called else, this part. Right? So an if statement can be followed by an optional else statement, which executes when the Boolean expression is false, as I told. This point you have to remember very clearly. So if is always executing the true statement, then else is always executing the false statement. Right? Here something is written, else is optional. So remember that point also. We can write a program with only if. So if this, then this. Done. If that is not true, what will happen? We are not bothering about. That can also be the case. Possible. Right? That's why it is saying as a optional. Now next one is nested if else. So nested anything, nesting of anything means something inside another. Nested function, function inside function, nested if inside if, nested for inside for. So this concept is called nested if. So you can use one if or else statement inside another if or else statement also. How? Definitely we will see with an example only. So that time we can be more clear about those. Right? So next. So hope these three are clear. I am coming with the code examples also. Next is loop. So let us continue the theory part, then we will show you the code. So next loop, there are three types of loops are available. Basically, two types of loops are available in Python, while and the for loop. So hope loop also is very clear to you people. Looping means iteration, continuation. Right? Iterating on a process is called as a looping. Right. So Python has two different loop. One is while, another is for. right? So while loop or for loop, whatever, is the concept of iteration. So the statement or the definition for the while loop is that repeats a statement or a group of statement while given a condition is true. If some condition is true, it will repeat a statement. Iteration, I told. If a condition is true, it tests the condition before executing the loop body. This line is very important to remember. In while loop, it tests the condition before executing the or before entering into the loop body. This is the basic concept of while loop. Now coming to the for loop, executes a sequence of statement multiple times. So both are almost same, repetition or multiple times sequence execution. Same concept. Right. But there is a small difference. I will show you the difference in the code only, you people can understand. And abbreviates the code that manages the loop variable. Right? And last one is nested loop. Just now I already told that anything can be nested. If inside if is nested if. So loop inside loop is nested loop. Right? So that too also we people can see with an example. So this is what is loop. And the last one on this topic is the control statement. Control statement. There are three control statement available. One is break, continue, and pass. Control statement, why these are called control statement? Because these are going to control some code in our Python. How they are controlling? First, break statement. So as soon as we are writing a loop, definitely it is related to a loop. Inside a loop, if you want to terminate somewhere, because as I already mentioned just now, that loop is continuation or the repetition or the execution of a number of statement. So suppose there are 10 loops are there. In between, I want to break that loop. And I have to terminate this. Then you can use break statement. So it is actually terminating the loop statement. And it is immediately coming out from the loop. And if outside the loop, whatever statement is there, it will continue with those statement. So suppose there are 10 statements are there. In between at the fifth statement, I want to come out. I can use break statement. Right? Next is continue. So continue means based on some condition, I want to continue. I do not want that condition to execute, but I want to continue the loop. Break is breaking the loop. That I don't want. So in between something, if something will happen, I don't want to execute that line, but I want to continue the loop. Whatever is, for example, in between 5 came, I do not want to execute 5, but I want to continue 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like that. So that is the concept of continue. Right, what the definition there is written causes the loop to skip the remainder of its body and immediately retest its condition prior to reiterating. Right, whatever condition I got, for that condition, it is not going to execute. But it is checking what is retest the condition. What is the next condition? I want to continue with those conditions. This is what continue. Right, and pass is a very new statement in Python. So the pass statement in Python is used when a statement is required syntactically, but you do not want any command or a code to execute. State some syntax is there, but I don't want anything to execute there. In that situation, we can use for pass. Right, exact example or exact example I'm showing you in a code so that you people can understand. Right, so this is what functions we will do in the next part. So this is what we want to see. So let's see. Fine. Fine, so let's see some code now on this. I have to just take care about the time. I have written some of the codes. I will explain the code so that it will not take much time. So one by one, let's start with a normal if statement. What I have taken, hope you people remember, we already have done. Sorry, spelling mistake. And yeah, so we people already have done. Input is a function which is going to take the input from the user, and eval is a function which is converting this to any number, maybe float, maybe integer or whatever. right? So I'm taking one number from the user and putting it in A. Then I'm just checking. I want to check. Just now I told you one example that suppose I want to add only the even numbers. I want to show only the even numbers or only the odd numbers. In this situation, we are going to use if. And I also mentioned just before that uh, we are actually under the if statement we are writing some boolean, and normally the if statements are giving you the true and else statement is giving you the false. So I want to check whether this number is even or odd. So hope everyone knows that to check for the even numbers, we have to divide it by 2. And if the remainder of the answer is 0, then it is an even number. So suppose 8. So 8 divide 2, the remainder is 0. Then 8 is an even number. But 9. So 9 divide 2, remainder is not 0. So 9 is not an even number. So, and also you know that to check the remainder of any divisions, we know that we are using this operator. So I'm checking if a percentile, this operator equal to 0. Hope you remember we have already talked about single equal to is an assignment operator and double equal to is a relational operator. So I'm checking whether after dividing the numbers, is it the remainder coming as 0? If yes, then even number. If no, then it is a odd number, so you don't need to give any conditions on that. So just write else. So if this is not true, automatically it will go to else and it will print odd. So just save and run this and check any number you enter. For example, 5, it should give odd, and run once again and check the second one, give 6, it will give even. So this is simple if else condition, same as in every other language. So let me show you the as I already mentioned in the PPT, something called as nested if else. Right. So nested if else means if inside an if. Right. So now I'm taking three numbers. Enter first number, enter second number, and enter third number. And I'm putting in three variable called ABC. Very simple. I'm taking three numbers from the user and I'm putting it in A, B, and C. Now I want to check whether among these three numbers, which one is the greatest number. So it's not very simple. There are only two numbers are there. If this is greater, otherwise second number is greater. No, I need to check. These three numbers are there. Among these three numbers, which one is greater? So I need to compare A with B and C. I need to compare B with A and C. I need to compare C with A and B. So here the concept of nested loop is coming. How? Let us see. So I'm first checking if A greater than B. So that means among these three numbers, first two I'm checking if A is greater than C. Can I conclude that yes, A is the greatest? No. Why? Because the third is still left. So if A is greater than, if this is true, just now before you, if you remember, I told that if is always giving you the true statement. So I am taking this true. But if this is true also, then you need to check A with C. This is where comes the nested. That if this is true, then I am getting one more condition. In that situation, I have to put the next condition inside this if. So that's why if A greater than B, I need to check if A is also greater than C or not. Then I can conclude that A is the greater. So now again come back to your first condition, if A greater than B. Now if it is true, I entered into another if and I am checking if A is greater than C or not. If yes, then definitely A is the greatest. If no, then already I told that A greater than B. So definitely A is greater than B. Whatever is the value user has given, A is definitely greater than B. That's why I enter into this condition. It is inside the if. After this, I am checking whether it is greater than C or not. If no, inside this if, I have written one more else and saying that that means definitely C is greater because A is already greater than B. So B is not coming into picture inside this. So definitely C is the greater. Now this is inside the loop. This is called nested if else. Now, if this is inside the if, now if this if is not at all working, then for this if we have an else. Remember in else we no need to write any uh, condition, right? So directly I can say that A is not greater than, that means I am checking that A is not greater than B. So this is not true. If this is not true, it will go to else. Inside the else, it will check whether B is greater than C or not. If yes, then B is greater. If no, then again C will be greater. Same condition I am repeating here with B. It was with A, this is with B. Done. Right? So save it and run and check by giving different combination. For example, first number I am giving highest, second number, third number. So 12 is greatest. Next, you check by giving second number as highest. For example, 5, 23, and 3. B is greatest. The same thing again you run and check by passing C as a greatest number. Maybe 10, 20, 30. It should be C as the greatest number. Right? This is nested if else. I can write this in another way. Let me show you. Okay, this 3 I am taking. This 3 I am taking. Now I am writing if A greater than B. Right? Uh, and hope you remember, I was in my previous video, I was talking about those logical operators and or not. So I'm using those. So suppose I am writing one condition if A greater than B and A greater than C. So hope you remember, and means it is checking for both the condition. If both the condition true, it will give you true. If any one of that is false, it will give you false. So we know that under the if, whatever conditions I am writing, it is always checking for the true statement. So if both the condition is true, what will be your answer? A is greater. A is also greater than B. A is also greater than C. Then who is greatest? So A is greatest, right? If no, then we have to write the second condition. For the second condition, we can use here one more keyword which is called elif. So elif is another keyword. By not writing this nested if else condition, we can use elif as a keyword where we can write condition also. Because I already told that under the if we are writing the condition, under the else we no need to write the condition. So elif is a keyword which is used to check for more than one condition. Without writing this nested if else, we can use elif to check for more than one condition. If this, elif this, elif this, elif this, like that, you can continue more condition. Inside the elif, we can write condition also. So you can use this program with the help of this nested if, or else you can use this logical operator and the elif to continue the same program. So if B greater than A and B greater than C, then which one is greatest? Definitely B is greatest. So for me, only three conditions are there. Either A will be greater, B will be greater, or C will be greater. So two conditions I already checked. So which one is left? Only C is left. So for that, no need to write once again elif. So as soon as your conditions are over, go with else. Now inside else, you can write which one is left. C is greatest. Done. Same thing. This one I have written with nested if else. This program I have written with the logical operator and elif. Anything is fine. Both are same. No change in the output. No change in the output. A is greatest. B is greatest. C is greatest. No change in the output. Right? So this is one more way to check the conditions, more than one condition using logical operator, and elif. Right? So this is almost about if else. So if one I have shown you with if, one I have shown you with nested if, and another I have shown you with elif and the logical operator. So this is all about the elif concept. More definitely we will do in near future. The next part, let us come with loop. A very simple some program which I have written is, for example, this one, for loop. So inside the for loop, we are using a predefined built-in function in Python named as range. Right. Our next topic is functions. So maybe you people are not aware about the functions right now. So no need to think about. Just think function is something which is doing some work. I have some functionality. So I am doing that particular work. I am a teacher. My function is to teach. So this is what is the concept of function. So in Python, some built-in function has been already given. Those are executing some of the task which is assigned to them. And for example, there is a built-in function called range, whose task is to iterate for a particular range. For example, I told that please iterate from 10 to 50. So range will iterate from 10 to 50. For example, I told that please give me print from 1 to 10. So it will print 1 to 10. This is the use of range function. Right. Inside the range function, we have to write first, starting from where you want to start. For example, I want to start from 1. Then ending, I want to go up to 10. So I have written 10 here. So starting, ending, let me write here. This one. So range like this, remember, start, comma, end, comma, step. This is the syntax of the range function, which is predefined. Step means now I told that I want to go from 1 to 10 range. I want a range from 1 to 10. But whether this range is stepping with 1 or it will stepping with 2. Stepping with 1 and 2 means after 1 do you want 2 or after 1 do you want 3. That is the step. Means with how many steps you want to go ahead. So for example, I was telling 1. So that means after 1 I want 2. So if you say 2, then after 1 it will give you 3. One step ahead. That is called it is step. Right? If you're not giving the step, by default, Python will take the step value as 1. Default step is 1 always. So you can give like this 1 comma 10 comma, 1 comma 10 done. No need to give anything. If you give this also, will be fine. Anything is fine. So let me first do with step 1. So let me run this and you will get starting from 1 to, remember one thing, the output will be, it will start from 1, it will goes up to 9 because range is a predefined function and that has been built in such a way that it will start from the starting value and it will goes up to end minus 1. So if end you have given 10, it will goes up to 9. If end you have given 50, it will goes up to 49. This is the concept. Right? Okay. Now let me show you how for loop has been written. For I in range this, and I have just printed I after this colon. You know that every time whenever we are using any if else statement or wherever we are using this colon, this is the syntax of Python. It is making this indentation. This gap is called indent in Python. This is very important. If this indent is not there, that means this print statement is not inside the for loop. Same. If this indent or this gap is not there, that means this print statement is not inside the else. It is outside the else. So this colon is a syntax which is automatically bringing this indent in Python. Very important concept, indentation. Right? So same, every loop and those things are written, means if else everything is written with the help of this colon and automatically this indentation will come. So what I have done for I in range 1, so it will start from 1, it will goes up to 9 as I already told. And I have written print I. So what will happen in I from this range, one value will store and it will print. As I already told, for loop is execution in a sequence. So it will automatically iterate 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, and it will print one by one. So here you will get the output as 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9. This should be the output. So 1 up to 9. But if I now let me give the step as now 2. So can you imagine what may be the output? Let's see. Output should be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Let's see. Right? This is how you can write the for loop. Now you can change it in your own way. For example, I have given 10, 50, 2. That means it will start from 10. You can start from anywhere. You can end to anywhere. You can give any step value. It will. This concept is it will start iterating from 10. It will goes up to 49 with a step of 2. So first 10, 12, 14, 16, like that it will continue. 10, 12, 14, 16. Like that it will continue and it will goes up to 49, and definitely as I have given step as 2, so it will stop at 48. 50 will never print if you give the end value as 50. Will never print. If you want to print 50, you have to give the end value as 51. Now 50 will come. Fine. This is how the for loop is working. Hope clear? Right now the last one, which is the while loop, we will do more example as again and again I'm telling, we will do more example on if else and loop also. But first, before going for any program or any example, you people have to understand how to write the syntax and what is exactly happening. So these are some normal very small programs I am writing. We will write more complex program also. Right, but first, basic syntax should be clear. How to write a if, how to write a if nested if, how to write a if with elif, how to write a for, next how to write a while. So while is also, I told that it is also iterating, as I given you the definition also. It is also iterating over a range, definitely. But the way of printing is a little different, and the syntax is definitely different. It is also repeating the value, it is also repeating the value, iterating the value. Anything is fine. Repetition, iteration, both. But the way of writing this is really different. Right? In while, first you have to initialize the value. Here there is no need of initialization. So directly it will start from the range function. But here you have to initialize that from where you are starting. So there is no range function under while. So here you are telling inside the range that you are starting from 10. Right. So here you are telling that you are starting from 10. So in while loop, you have to tell in a separate syntax. For example, I equal to 0. This is how you are saying that it is the starting point. This is the starting point. Sorry. Then you are writing while is a keyword definitely. While I, here is the condition. So this is the condition, you can say. Condition. So what is the condition? Condition, I will start from 0. I will goes up to 10. I less than or equal to, this is less than or equal to 10. That means it will start from 0, it will goes up to 10. If you want to goes up to 9, you have to give here less than 10. It will not go up to 10. It will stop at 9. So hope this is also clear. Less than and less than and equal to. This is a condition, and this is I'm printing. That means what is happening here? Here it is checking. It is starting from this. It is checking the condition. Hope you remember in the definition I was written somewhere in the while loop. That in the while loop, before entering into the loop, it is checking the condition. So before entering or while entering only, it is checking for the condition. But in the for loop, while coming out from the loop, it is checking for the condition. This is the difference. Means first this 10 will put in I and we will print 10. Then it will check the condition. So it is already entered into the loop, it is printed 10. Then it is checking the condition. What is the step? What is the next step you have to continue? Like that. Or whether it is managed, whatever is written is true or not. Whether you have properly written or not. First it will print. Then it will checking the condition. But in while entering into this loop only, it will check. This is the difference between for loop and the while loop. This may be an interview question. Remember, for the for loop, after entering into the loop, it is checking for the condition. But for the while loop, before entering into the loop only, it is checking for the condition. It is printing, then it is, this one is this step value. The range function is automatically working with the step value. It is adding after 10, it is adding plus 2 with this automatically doing because it is a built-in function. But here we have to write that. So that's why you are giving the step as I equal to I plus 1. That means increase I with 1 or increase I with 2. Anything. So this is actually the step. Now this will print from 0 to 10. Right? Now you can give this step as this also. Right? We start from 0, but the step is 2. So after 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Like that it will print. Fine. This is what about while loop. You can start from anywhere. You can give any condition. You can give any step value. It's fully your choice. Right? But in the for, this is the choice. Right? Forgot to tell you one thing, one more thing also here. As I already told, default step is 1. One more point you can write here. Default start value is 0. Right? Default start value is 0 in the sense if you are not giving here anything, for example, no 10 you have given. Suppose only this one you have given. Only 10. So it will take by default, suppose for I in range 10, by default it will take the start value as 0 and by default it will take the step as 1. So that means in this case, if I return this one, that for I in range 10, then it will start printing 1 from 0, it will goes up to 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Done. This is the default concept. Right? So this is all about if, else, and the for loop. So the last one, let us see, which I told as a break and the continue. So fine, this one. So suppose I have written for I in range 10. Just now I shown that if I return something like this, it will start from 0 with a step of 1, it will continue. Now inside this, I have given a condition. If I equal to 7, I told to break. That means what? As soon as I became 7, it will break and it will come out from the loop and it will execute whatever is written outside the loop. Outside the loop, remember. So break is coming out from a loop. Done. Right? Next, if I equal to 2, I told continue. That means as soon as this condition is satisfying, it will not do anything. Directly it will continue for the next iteration. So it will not print 2. Rather, it will continue with the next iteration. That means I equal to 3. And continue up to 9. So here actually what will happen here, actually it is supposed to print 0, 1, 2, 2, 3 like that up to 9. But as I have given one condition inside this loop, as I equal to 7, you break. That means after 7, nothing will be printed here. Because it will come out from the loop and outside loop I have written nothing. Notice properly. First. Second, I have given one more condition. If I equal to 2, then continue. That means as soon as you come up with I equal to 2, continue. Don't print I. Rather, you continue with 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 9. Other than 2, continue with all other. This is the second condition. I have given two conditions. Inside the else, I do not want to give any condition, for example. Only these two conditions I want. Right. So in that case, you can write a pass statement under else. Under else, I don't want anything. So I already mentioned you. Pass is nothing to do. Just a piece of code, just a piece of syntax I have written, but we do not want to execute the syntax. Syntax. In that situation, we can use pass. So inside else, I have written pass. Then print time. So let's see the output. See, it is starting from 0, 1, 2, it is not printing. Why? Because I have given one condition. If I equal to 2, continue. So as soon as it is getting 2, it is not going to print. It is immediately continue to the for loop once again, and starting from 3, it will print. But it is not printing up to 9. It should print up to 9 if that break statement was not there. See this one. Because it is continuing. For when 2 is coming, it is continuing. But after that, it is getting one more condition. If I equal to 7, then break. And break means what I told, that it will come out from the loop, and outside the loop, whatever is written, it will execute. But unfortunately, I have not written anything outside the loop. So it is not printing anything, stop. Termination of the loop using break. Continuation of the loop using continue. And doing nothing using pass. Right? So this is all about this session. In the next session, before going for the next topic, I want you people to practice on some coding. So in the next session, we will do some practical coding, only practical, no theoretical, based on if else and for loop, while loop, and this continue break statement. We will do some examples. Right? Till then, bye bye. Happy learning.